Please stand for our national anthem. Good afternoon. I'm Stephanie Rowley, Chair of the Psychology Department. It's my great pleasure to welcome you today to the 4th Annual University of Michigan Department of Psychology Commencement Ceremony. We're delighted that you could join us today to celebrate the remarkable achievements of our graduates. As you can see, we have a full house today, and we want to make sure that everyone can see and hear during the program. So please, take a few moments and turn off your cell phone ringers. And during the program, we ask that no one leave their seats to take photographs. As you can see, we have a professional photography team here to make sure that excellent photos are taken, and you will be able to order those photos later. If you stand or move, you will block the view of others, so we ask that you please stay in your seats during the ceremony. Attending graduation as chair this year is especially meaningful to me because I am an alum of this very program. So after graduating with a Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology in 1992, I went into graduate school at the University of Virginia and then on to a faculty position at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Then I returned home to Ann Arbor in 2000. It's been such an honor to teach here. Some of you will follow a similar path to graduate study, but many of you will choose medicine or law or business or social work or to work in a nonprofit. Regardless of where you head, I believe that your Michigan psychology training will help you to be more creative, more insightful, and more effective. Today's ceremony represents our continuing efforts to build a sense of community for all of our majors. This is no small task. We are the largest department of psychology in the whole world, and the best. Each year, we have approximately 2,000 majors across our two majors, which are biopsychology, cognition, and neuroscience, and psychology. This year, we have over 950 graduates and more than 600 in attendance today. We also have one of the largest and very best doctoral programs in psychology with 9 specific PhD programs, as well as a unique joint bachelor's and master's advanced degree program. Graduates from each of these programs will be gracing the stage in a few minutes. I'm very proud and happy for them all. We'll begin today's ceremony by honoring our graduate students. Let me introduce Professor Monique Ward, Arthur F. Thurnow Professor, and Associate Chair for Teaching and Student Affairs.
Good afternoon and welcome. We have many graduates to congratulate today. Most have worked for 4 or more years to accomplish these degrees, and we will not keep them waiting one more moment longer. We will begin the presentation with the presentation of degrees to graduate students in the Department of Psychology. We have invited one of the students receiving his doctorate degree in psychology to address you today on behalf of the students. Bill Chopik is graduating with a PhD in personality and social context psychology. Bill?
Dr. Rowley, Dr. Ward, distinguished faculty, friends, family, and fellow students. thank you for celebrating the class of 2015 today. I've been asked to make some brief remarks on the college experience from a graduate student or slightly older student perspective, as I was told. So naturally, the first instinct I had was to talk about some psychology-related research. So in my research, I examined how people's personalities change across life and how these changes are then related to how happy and healthy you are later in life. And this research consistently shows the time of life when people change the most, when they find out who they really are, what they value, what they care about, is actually around the time of the college transition, which is right now for all of you. So what you've learned the last few years will actually be a part of you in some way or another for the rest of your life. And looking back, you've actually learned quite a lot at the University of Michigan. You've learned how to pull all-nighters before an exam. You've learned the value of hard work and perseverance. You've learned how to manage relationships with other people, roommates, friends, coworkers, teammates. But you've also learned a bunch of practical things, like where on campus to get free bagels on a Wednesday morning, and that a business can call itself something like Rick's American Cafe and never actually serve coffee or have Wi-Fi, which might be the only cafe that would do so in the world. So you learned a whole lot of academic and practical things here at Michigan, but you've also learned a lot about friendship, how to care for others, how to love, and perhaps many of you have maybe experienced great loss at some point. So all these lessons hopefully accumulate to shape you into a person capable of living a good and happy life from here on out. In the next few years, you'll encounter even more challenges that will ultimately shape and define who you are as people. But your time in Michigan has primed you for these challenges, and Wolverines, after all, never shy away from a challenge. However, this is one of those times in your life where we should all briefly pause, reflect on our lives, and be grateful. It truly is a privilege to go through the experience that we all just did. For example, my parents, they're sitting right there, hi. They, for example, didn't go to college immediately after high school. They worked full-time jobs and raised 4 children, and then nearly 2 decades after their high school, they went back for their college education. They took night and weekend classes to get their bachelor's degree, and I know how hard and incredibly hard it is to do something like that. Thus, my parents taught me the value of hard work and how to persevere despite all the challenges of life that get in the way. They've also been incredibly supportive along the way, as have my brothers, Ray and Rob, who are also here. Just like many of your friends and family have, and we're all the product of their efforts as well. So I was hoping maybe we could just briefly give them some acknowledgments for helping us along the way. However, the cost of college degree is high in more ways than just one. A degree is a gift from society that comes with some strings attached. The receipt of a degree is then to go out and use your talents, especially as a psychology and BCN major, to make the world a better place and be a well-rounded individual in the meantime. There are a lot of challenges that are unique to our generation, and our challenge is to face them with full force and vigor. So to close, I'd like to end with just a few tidbits that are found in nearly every graduation speech, and that's that you should always try your best. You're more resourceful than you think. Be kind to others, be grateful, and love deeply. View every challenge as an opportunity to learn. And finally, perhaps most importantly, there's always time for free bagels on Wednesday and cafes that serve more than just coffee. Thank you, and congrats to the class of 2015.
Thank you, Bill. At this time, I invite the PhD recipients to stand and approach the front of the stage, along with their faculty mentors. The PhD, or the Doctor of Philosophy and Psychology degree, is the highest degree offered in our program. It represents the accomplishments of 5 or more years of coursework, teaching, and research, culminating in an original thesis or dissertation. The faculty mentor works very closely with the student, and so in today's ceremony, the mentor for each student will present them with the hood representing the doctoral degree attainment. Please hold your applause, and we will recognize the group once all of the names have been read. Okay. First, we have Sarah Trin, who's hooded by me, Monique Ward. Next, we have Brandon Valentine, hooded by Ramaswamy Mahalingam. Yeah, it's hard to get it over the hats. Next, we have Cheng Wang, hooded by Thad Polk. Then we have Michael Schwartzman, hooded by Richard Lewis. Next, we have Bill Chopik, hooded by Robin Edelstein. Now we have Sarah Beth Festini, hooded by Patricia Roy de Lorenz. Next, we have Ronit Greenberg, hooded by Priti Shah. Next is Rebecca Rhodes, hooded by Priti Shah. And here's Kaimin Kim, hooded by Cindy Lustig. Next, we have Salen Gugos, hooded by Susan Gelman. And finally, we have Claudette Grinnell Davis, hooded by Kai Cortina. And Lorraine Gutierrez. Oh my God, she's getting bald. Now please join me in a hearty round of applause to congratulate them all. Next, we have a small but extraordinary group of graduates. To introduce them, please welcome the director of the program, Professor Ramaswamy Mahalingam.
Good afternoon. The Accelerated Master's Program is very new and in its third year has produced 4 graduates. Will the 4 AMDP graduates for this year please come forward? These students earned a bachelor's degree at Michigan last year and in addition have completed a concurrent 2-year program leading to the master's degree in psychology. Monique Ward will introduce each of them to you. Please hold your applause and we will recognize the group once all of the names are read.
First, we have Nadia Dinienta. Next is Alexa Ellis. Next is Jonathan Lee. And finally, Alexa Schull. Please join me in a round of applause to congratulate them all.
Now we turn to a special group of undergraduate students who are receiving their degrees with honors in the major. As Monique mentioned, 2 different majors are available through our program. What these students have in common is participation in the honors research program. For 2 terms, these students work closely with the faculty and graduate students on state-of-the-art research. They each completed a written report of their projects. Each thesis was then reviewed by 3 faculty members and given a designation of graduation with honors. Now we will present the students graduating with honors in the majors. At this time, we will recognize all of the graduates with honors in the majors. Professor Todd Polk will present the graduates. Please hold your applause, and we will congratulate them as a group.
We will now present students graduating with honors in biopsychology, cognition, and neuroscience. Joel Adu Brimpong. John Kenner Bell II. Alex Bernholtz. Andrew Lincoln Alois Garton. Sunghyun Hannah Hong. Shaima Kandakar. Lena Kreeman. Danielle Nicole Leonard. Alina Lesnikovsky. Emily Lauren Lustig. Eve Miriam Rosenheck. Adam Francis Sitzman. Lawrence Yin Tello. Linsa Vargese. Alyssa Rose Zoltowski. This concludes the students graduating with honors in biopsychology, cognition, and neuroscience. Please join us in a round of applause. We will now present the students graduating with honors in psychology. Monica Arkin. Amanda Heather Balakirsky. Jillian Suzanne Bean. Jacob Klein Bradburn. Zoe Morris Feldman Breer. Rachel Coretta. Xiao Wei Chia. Melissa Kristen Durante. Julia Sarah Feldman. Yuki Wang, who's a Group UG speaker. Samantha Beth Goldstein. Nora Susan Greenstein. Roxanne Faith Harfman. Catherine Carolyn Kemp. Brandon Michael Klein. Jessica Michelle Kulik. Jia Ling Kwan. Stephanie Luke Opria. Marae Phillips. My daughter, Sarah Elizabeth Polk. Allison Sagan. Justin Thomas Sarkis. Shaina Shetty. Kima Smith. Emily Jill Steinberg. Gladys Yi Kim Tan. Alyssa Eve Tender. Megan Christine Thompson. Tara Ann Von Mach. Chelsea Nicole Weiss. Alexandra Ruth Wilt. Chelsea Zabel. Corey Eric Jackson. This concludes the students graduating with honors in psychology. Please join us in a round of applause.
Our honors program trains students to think and write like a scientist, which is the usual model. This year, we also wanted them to communicate their research like a poet. So we had a poetry competition where students wrote their research abstract as a poem. We have 3 winners, Monica Arkin, Melissa Durante, and Corey Jackson. Our top winner, Corey, also known as his rap name, Coco Figo, will now rap about his abstract. Please give a warm welcome to Coco Figo.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, Coco Fuego, I know. So, they let me do a rap version of my abstract, so this is probably the first time and last time you'll ever see this. So, to make it a little bit more authentic, I thought it would be nice to have a beat, so could you, beat go? Yeah. Okay. This study is about the blend of identities. The mix of different cells creates a whole entity. Roses are red, violets are blue, but it takes a rainbow to paint the true you. Marginalization is feeling lonely for the times when your friends are acting phony and nobody knows the conflict inside, but if they open their eyes, they can see the disguise. We hypothesize that identity is correlated with marginalization, such that feeling separated makes the true selves become less integrated. The second hypothesis is that identity will show a positive relationship with CSC. Third, we expect to see there's a relationship with CSC, marginalization, and identity, such that marginalization moderates CSC. We took 57 students from the subject pool. They did tasks on the computer and a survey too. One survey measured the campus climate and the other identity with a scale from Hynek. We did not panic. We kept it cool, although we found results that went against the rules. Results supported hypothesis 1, marginalization means identities have less fun. Hypothesis 2, was also significant. It broke the rules. There's no way it was innocent. Contrary to what we would expect, marginalization helps adapt to conflict. Last but not least, we found identity moderated the relationship between marginalization. Like a poker face, identity is a bluffer, meaning it hides the truth when it acts as a buffer. Future studies will adjust participation as we measure marginalization in the normal population. This is the end of our honors thesis rhyme. We hope you learned something and didn't waste your time.
Not quite sure how I follow that. Thank you so much, Corey, for sharing your findings with us. Now we turn to the main order of business today, the graduation of students receiving bachelor's degrees. The undergraduate programs in psychology are the largest in the College of Literature, Science, and Arts, representing over 20% of the total student body. These programs include students graduating with a degree in psychology or a degree in biopsychology, cognition, and neuroscience, known as BCN. Our first undergraduates to graduate are those who are also recognized with departmental awards. May I ask the award winners to come forward and join me now? Please hold your applause until all the awards have been announced. The first award is the Tanner Memorial Award, and this is an annual prize providing financial support for a particularly innovative research project conducted by an undergraduate student. The award was created in memory of Wilson P. Tanner, who started his work with Michigan as a graduate student in 1949. Destiny Plants and Carlos Huguez were the recipients of the Tanner Prize for 2014. Congratulations, Destiny. Destiny graduates with the Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Congratulations, Carlos. Carlos graduates with the Bachelor of Science in Psychology with honors. The second award is the Albert C. Kane Honors Award, which was established in honor of Professor Kane, a former director of the honors program. The award assists students presenting their thesis research at a major regional or national scientific conference. Today we recognize Yona Isaacs with the Al Kane Honors Award. Yona Isaacs is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Biopsychology, Cognition, and Neuroscience with honors. Next, we have the Ann Rudo Memorial Scholarship, which identifies senior women with an academic interest in both psychology and biology. The scholarship is given in memory of Ann Rudo, a senior at the University of Michigan at the time of her death. The 2014 recipient of the Rudo Award was Zunera Jelani. Zunera is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology with honors. Congratulations, Zunera. The next award is the Martha Munzer Memorial Award. This award was established by the parents of Martha Munzer, who died while she was a student in LSNA. The award is given annually to an outstanding junior woman in the psychology honors program. In 2014, the award was won by a graduating senior, Rachel Forche. Rachel is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Psychology with honors. Congratulations, Rachel. The final award is the Pillsbury Prize. The Pillsbury Prize is awarded to honor students in recognition of an outstanding research thesis in the field of experimental psychology. Gabrielle Schwartz and Precious Smith were the recipients of the Pillsbury Prize for 2015. Congratulations, Gabrielle. Gabrielle will graduate with a Bachelor of Arts in Biopsychology, Cognition, and Neuroscience with highest honors. Congratulations, Precious. Precious is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology with highest honors. Now please join me in a hearty round of applause for congratulating all our special award recipients. Okay. Next, we present the students graduating with a major in biopsychology, cognition, and neuroscience. If you're unsure about the nature of this major, please ask your graduate to explain after the ceremony. At this time, we will recognize all of the graduates in the BCN major. Professor Chris Monk will be handing out the graduation scrolls, and Professor Thad Polk will present the graduates, assisted by Jennifer Taylor. Please hold your applause until the end of the group is announced.
Janine Beth Aberbook. Dana Ashley Aberumson. Atasham Ahmed. Ifam Ahmed. Keith Jonathan Alaganda. Zainab Alatar. Kimberly Rose Alice. Sarah Anjum. Sarah Atkin. Ethan Benjamin Atzman. Danielle Victoria Ayers. Alexandra McCarthy Babcock. Tanya Francis Valentine. Grace Ellen Banks. Cameron Bataya. Sarah Ann Bird. Zoe Birnbaum. Manjira Biswas. Sophia Tess Bloomer. Joseph Thomas Bonadies. Asia Kiera Bond. Jasmine Linnell Bradley. Jeremy Stephen Braun. Alicia Alejandra Bultzma. Stephanie Sunico Buno. Brianna Nicole Campbell. Bethany Ann Canning. Sanya Akhtar Chima. Carrie Chen. Emily Ann Chinarian. Mahak Chopra. Jennifer Trung. Justin Wade Clark. Avery Ann Clinton. Brianna Lynn Marie Commons. Caitlin Marie Crimmins. Andrea Sarah Kuamatsi. Kelsey Cummings. Roxanne Marie Dabin. Rachel Lynn Dellinger. Jasmine Camille Dennis. Tani Dar, Elizabeth Maureen Downs, Megan Eileen Drews, Bethany Marie Duffy, Jessica Christine Dugan, Kelsey Elizabeth Dugan, Domenico Dugo, Lee Christian Duradogan, David Jordan Eisner, Nicole Marie Elmblad, Alexis Noel Emmert, Taylor Ray Erickson, Monica Maria Fatinelli, Eric Allen Feaster, Lindsay Iva Ferguson, David Falk Fine, Elizabeth Ann Flanagan, Caitlin Ann Forbes, Madeline Julia Frank, Matthew D. Franklin, Holly Elizabeth Frederick, Anna Lee Funston, Michelle Catherine Goldis, Valerie Ann Gavrilla, Natalie K. Georges, Matthew F. Jaron, Georgia Kinney Glastris, Diana S. Goldberg, Nilima Goyal, Benjamin David Greenberg, Melanie Rachel Greenspan, Alicia Lynn Gregorczyk, Evelyn Araceli Gutierrez, Daniel M. Halpern, Paige Alexandra Hamey, Megan Lee Hanrahan, Kaylin Rose Harbin, Batul Harissa, Emma Rose Harmon, Brandon Michael Harnose, Natalie Ann Harris, Maggie Blair Hart, Lily Naz Hashemi, An Hasnain, Joanna Hyder, Mary Elizabeth Hobson, Katrina Ann Holmberg, Alexandra Patrice Hornby, Alexandria Ruth Horner, Janine Marie Hulsman, Mary Elizabeth Bloodgood Hides, Catherine Isabel Isley, Ron Matthew Israel, Sarah Elizabeth Jakowitz, Michelle Janine Jacobs, Saba Javadi, Lena Catherine Kazmika, Danielle Megan Khalifi, Miriam Khan, Omar Mohammed Khan, Asun Kim, Kara Marie Kingma, Felicia Reyna Knox, Danielle Diana Cabrasi, Nikki Eliza Cole. Livia Estelle Krindler. Mia Kuttner. Adam Dean Latica. Nicholas Eric Lindy. Julie Ann Lingenfelter. Hannah Victoria Lina. Sarah Elizabeth Lopez. Sarah Judith Loya. Haley Ann McIver. Catherine Mann. Kylie Jo Matalitis. Arson Melkonian. James Douglas Melvin. Ji-In Min. Savan Samantha Mizerlian. Sravya Mother-Amgari. Zainab Musa. Mahadi Muheth. Stacy Lane Mulca. Jonathan Andrew Mullinex. Bridget Ashley Myers. Tia Shah Nandi. Rachel Nelson. Huyn Win. Jessica Louise Nicosia. Montgomery Thayer Oshani. Rachel Elise Popendick. Daniel C. Park. Jay Park. Hital Patel. Mukti Patel. Neil Shirish Patel. Shelby Ann Patek. Christina Alexis Perez. Jacqueline Sanders Pethick. Kara Ann Politi. Celine Pormaradi. Annalisa Maria Provenzano. Rena Ann Pulakat. Shreya Rugunathan. Jessica Charity Reisanen. Chantel Elizabeth Randall. Jui Rothan. Crystal Lynn Rao. Lamira Juanita Ray. Samantha Nicole Ray. Nadir Muhammad Rahman. Natalie Kendall Robinson. Dante Isaac Rodriguez. Lindsay Danielle Rothfield. Caroline Mackenzie Rourke. Diana Michelle Roos. Joel Eric Sozlowski. Amy Michelle Sazak. Andrea Marie Savidis. Raymond Matthew Scarf. Ellen Scatina. James Richard Shute. Tiziano Amadeus Scott. Samuel Mir Segal. Bharti Sethi. Nyla Shaw. Rhea Shaw. Allison Mary Shea. Michelle Stephanie Shaman. Jessica Paige Silfen. Emily Elizabeth Smale. Kenyanya Smith. Taylor Lisa Marie Smith Cannon. Nicole Danielle Smolinski. Catherine Yasong. Maria K. Sufis. Olivia Rose Sufis. Rebecca Christine Statler. Harrison James Stern. Brooke Ann Stevens. Haley Renee Sullins. Allison Marie Sylvia. Stacy Elise Simchek. Abigail Ashley Tan. James Emmanuel Tangalos. Emily Hannah Tresley. Jennifer Margaret Unruh. Morgan Van Amid. Wyatt Randolph Van Poppelen. Gopal Kaur Virdi. Allison Vogel. Arthur Richard Wanzel. Chelsea Charisse White. Callie Rose Wilbat. Carlisha Williams. Kelsey Alexis Wilson. Jonathan Christopher Weingarten. Taylor Ann Whistler. Elise Jelana Wolf. Amber Marie Wright. Casey Irene Wright. Courtney Marie Wright. Nazami Yamasaki. Jasmine Elizabeth Yusuf. Olivia Lorene Hobson. This concludes the students graduating in biopsychology, cognition, and neuroscience. Please join us in a round of applause.
I'll wait a moment for folks to get back to their seats. Next, I invite you to hear from Uti Wang as a representative of your graduating class of 2015. Uti?
Good afternoon, my dear psychology and BCN graduates, and esteemed faculty and family members of my fellows. My name is Uti Wang. Today I'm here honorably to graduate with you. But before I start my speech, I have got a question for all of you. Do you know what's in my mind now? I'm sure as someone who studied the so-called science of mind, many of you, just like myself, have been confronted with this question or some similar ones before, and probably even more than one time. My answer to such a question is typically, yes, I do, but you will have to pay me $200 per hour for answering that question. So, what exactly have we studied in the past 4 or 5 years? What do we do and what can we do with the degree of psychology? I think the answer is everything, and that is exactly what U of M psychology has taught us, the infinite possibility of human mind. B.F. Skinner said, education survives when what has been learned has been forgotten. Here at U of M, we learn specifics of our subjects, theories, schools, models, and such. But what we should have really learned beyond the black and white in textbook is the courage and capability to seek continued enlightenment and to explore the outside world and the inner mind. Whether you study BCN or social psychology, whether you focus on disorders or discriminations, whether you wrote about mindfulness in Linderman's Roadhouse or selfie posting on Facebook, whether you plan to remain in academia or enter industry, whether you want to promote public mental health or change the face of the law, or you might have something more interesting and more creative in your mind than my uncreative mind could think of. But anyway, you'll have to remember that the possibility of human mind is infinite, so is your potential. And it is this infinite potential of your mind that keeps pushing the limits of human evolvement. About 100 years ago, James Rowland Angel, that's right, the angel of the Angel Hall, also stood here and probably also was forced to listen to one of his peers' long, boring speech. I know, please bear with me. Just like you do here today. Later on, he greatly contributed to functional psychology and supervised John B. Watson. The John B. Watson we are also very familiar with, the John B. Watson of Little Albert and behavioralism. The history of psychology is a history of exploration and evolvement. On the basis of the belief that human mind has infinite possibilities and potentials, psychology is indeed the science of mind. So, if next time someone asks you the same question at the beginning of the speech, please answer that it is infinite. Finally, congratulations, psychology borrowings, for that from now on, a whole new rigorous miracle starts unfolding itself. Best wishes for you and me, and forever go blue. Thank you.
And thank you, Uti. Next, we present the students graduating with a major in psychology. At this time, we will recognize all of the graduates in the psychology major. Professor Denise Sikakwaputwa will be handing out the graduation scrolls, and Professor Kathleen Jodel will present the graduates, assisted by Soroya Cicero. Please hold your applause until the end of the group is announced.
Adnan Ahmed. Jacqueline Geraldine Albasta. Leanne Allen. Mariana Argaliz Alcazar. Caitlin Cheryl Authier. Juhi Bach. Desiree Monique Bailey. Helene Maya Bansley. Callie L. Bates. Anne Martha Bauer-Levy. Emily Rose Bazillion. April Allison Benleen. Ryan Robert Benoit. Mackenzie Nicole Beresin. Anna Julia Berger. Hallie Sarah Berger. Sarah Teddy Berkman. Nicole Barry Berman. Nina Marie Christina Bethel. Anua Lika Boganini. Andrea Page Beal. Rachel Leah Bigham. Alexander Michael Blakemore. Allison Joy Block. Brandy Renee Booth. Stephanie Diane Boswick. Taniqua Monet Boyd. Dania Lee Brand. Alec Robert Buckner. Megan Elise Callahan. Alinka Kaluser. Shawnee Campbell. Brittany Heather Cantor. Jessica Angelita Cardinali. Maggie Caruso. Shufen Trista Chen. Julia Chesbro. Jessica Choi. Jennifer Chow. Geneva Mary Chun. Jackie Mae Clark. Raymond Cleveland. Erica Faith Connors. Wendy Cortez. Sarah Lynn Joy Crane. Allison Maureen Crowley. Nikki Alice Daly. Haley Davis. Amanda Lynn Deemer. Alexis Druyan. Lydia Gilbert Dubin. Khalil Duperry. Harry Edwards. Okay, Rachel Taylor Eisenberg. Hoyan Yom. Megan Jane Erskine. Alexandra Shayna Fine. Jordan Felke. Annalisa Forsgren. Julia Michelle Fox. Kimberly Ann Fox. LaPortia Monique Frazier. Michelle Ann Freed. Jordan John Gerenstrom. Uditi Gang. David Michael Nolta Garavito. Michael Joseph Gavin. Jessica Heather Gelfarb. Carly Rachel Geller. Chelsea Germano. Julie Elizabeth Jervis. Michael Andrew Gilbert. Jamie Sarah Gildenberg. Micah Allen Gillen. Catherine Ann Glidden. Sarah Elizabeth Glusker. Elizabeth Sarah Goldenberg. Alana Paige Goldstein. Andrea Kim Goldwasser. Herman Gonzalez. Hannah Michelle Gordon. Allison Elizabeth Granger.
People sitting down.
Lauren Grogan.
Everyone that's sitting down.
Ricky Marissa Gross.
They get them out when they walk down.
Yurin Gui. Emma Christine Hackley Baker. Marwan Bassam Harb. Natalie Lane Heron. Olivia Brianna Harper. Alexandra Rachel Hartman. Rachel Elise Hatch. Michael Robert Haupt. Anna Celia Hauser. Caitlin C. Heath. Maria Ann Hayden Holden. I know. Sarah Ann Hayden Holden. Julia Ann Henneveld. Rexford Henka. Chloe Katja Hirsch. Jenna Michelle Hirsch. Janice Yingen Ho. Alfredo Holguin. Nicole Sarah Hollander. Brianna Janae Horton. Claire Hauser. Jessica Lee Kurushak. Taylor Ward Hummel. Adam Tyler Isselbacher. Michelle Cassandra Gendry. Amanda Nicole Jerzakowski. Fidelia Johnson. Lindsay Nicole Johnson. Clara Christine Hutchinson Jones. Roshni Ganesh Galpavi. Danielle Elise Karp. Hitomi Katsumi. Jordan Elise Kay. Emily Faye Keller. Kayla Sue Keller. Anna Catherine Kemeny. Beth Claire Kinchuk. Elena Hotoretsky. Ju Young Kim. Julia Kim. Ray Kim. Katie May King. Sage Brittany Clapper. Erica Lee Klein. Rachel Ann Kohler. Aaron Korkmaz. Anthony Ronald Cott. Melissa Ann Kusemba. Nick Tian Kuo. Michaela Rose Kerr. Claire Marie LaFortune. Stephanie Denise Lake. Calvin Yurk Fay Lamb. Stacy LaShawn Lampkin. Daniela Lapsiak. Gunbai Lee. Jennifer Chang Lee. Ji Yoon Lee. Emma Host Liesma. Allison Rose Leiser. Abby Catherine Lent. Sarah Tori Leonard. Christy Long. Rockman Devin Lewis. Emma Liberty. Jillian London. Alexandra Marie Lazowski. Nina Liu. Lauren Lutsky. Abigail Elizabeth Ling. Chuyin Ma. Caitlin Michelle Maddock. Conrad Peter Marr. Kristen Claudia Mallet. Alyssa Marie Malone. Shannon Ashley Maloney. Brody Mantha. Kayla Joy Martin. Shelby Tate Neosha Massingale. Michelle Angelica Matuzinski. Colleen Alexa McNamee. Marine Rolf Otto Meyer. Georgina Constantina Menenges. Yuran Meng. Annette Marie Mille. Jennifer Page Miller. Taryn Milliner. Caitlin Ashley Mills. Bria Mecca Mitchell. Summer Amelia Moore. Jasmine Brenda Morgan. Bridget Morse. Teo Paul Munch. Henry Mueller. Shayla Aaron Bernami. Yossi Murov. Sarah Amin Musle. Megan Graham Neary. Morgan Elizabeth Neary. Taylor Nezich. Zachary Michael Nolan. Caitlin Alexandra Nucci. Jamie Michelle Nussbaum. Jane Elizabeth Obie. Allison Virginia O'Brien. Brenna Sarah Olashansky. Boris Oppenheim. Isabella Osanetska. Maya Ainsley Erskine. Iman Pavlavi. Haesong Park. Shinyong Park. Ashley Nicole Parsons. Kashira Don Patterson. Jonathan Pearl. Molly Sasha Pester. Isabella Petna Hazy. Carly Page Pinkerton. Alexandra Marie Plant. Charlotte Merrill Pollinger. Annalie Porter. Amarisha Prukash. Elizabeth Ricard Pryor. Agni Radovichute. Morgan Marie Ranger. Mary Christina Raup. Atasha Nicole Reeves. Allison Grace Reese. Brandon Reich. Catherine Suzanne Rickner. Maisha Ridgway. Paul Allen Riscala Jr. Megan Elizabeth Rizzo. Anne Olivia Robb. Jessica Christine Robinson. Jessica Lorraine Rolfe. Sarah Elizabeth Romberg. Eliana Hava Rosen. Maya Betty Rosenblum. Alexandria Lily Roth. Erica Lynn Rubin. Robert Andrew Allen Ruth. Courtney Elizabeth Rogalski. Navpreet Sayedni. Allison Charleston Salk. Nicole Karen Schiller. Claire Bronya Shoren. Brittany Schulte. Chelsea Grace Swant. Alicia Lynn Seattle. Morgan Maya Shapiro. Hallie Alyssa Schetz. Ashley Shin. Christian Shin. Yumin Shin. Thomas S. Shinavar. Taylor Mackenzie Shrapnel. Olivia Tanya Zamowski. Melanie Ann Singer. Harpayal Singh. Vartika Singh. Adam Williams Larkin. Amy Grace Adele Smith. Brene Smith. Brianna Marie Smith. Elizabeth Dora Snyder. Liza Rose Sorlars. Carolyn Rebecca Summer. Madeline Claire Sawatsky. Susanna Mary Spence. Anna Elizabeth Spiegelman. Ryan Starks. Stuart Jenkins Starkweather. Ari Jacob Steyer. Jessica R. Stevens. Danielle Stevenson. Natalie Jean Stevenson. Teresa Stevenson. Haley Jade Stewart. Erica Rose Stitcha. Kelsey Alexandria Stern. Whitney Danielle Sturton. Sarah Elizabeth Cerna. Ashley Kara Telvey. Lindsay Victoria Tannenbaum. Nicole Lauren Tannenbaum. Andrea Tamale. Gia Juan Teo. Rachel Marie Truba. J. Patrick Van Sick. Nicole Verbedian. Evelyn Marie Ventola. Carly Elise Ververka. Elizabeth Rose Walter. Taylor Elise Waltz. Wee Tong Wang. Yang Linda Wang. Cassandra Lakaya Ware. Ariel Ruth Weingast. Rachel Faye Weisberg. Ariel Michaela Weiser. Alexa Paige Weiss. Matthew Goodwin Weiss. Just hold it up, sorry. April Ann Wesolowski. Catherine Michelle Wettrick. Lindsay Christine White. Michael Thomas Weiland. Chelsea Morgan Williams. Sydney Simone Wiltshire. Brianna Renee Winbush. Sarah Michelle Winter. Anna Perry Winthrop. Jenna Leon Whitman. Danielle John Wan. Kit Yin Wan. Sulin Thelma Woods. Tyler Gordon Woods. Janelle Cherith Wright. Alexis Wyckoff. Qingyu Yao. Venus Yao. Samantha Yoon. Jordan Adam Zecker. Okay. This concludes the students graduating in psychology. Please join us in a round of applause.
As chair of the Department of Psychology, it is my duty to close out today's ceremony. So, will all of the graduates please stand? Now, move the tassels on your mortar boards from the left side to the right, signifying your new status as graduates of the University of Michigan. It is my distinct honor and privilege to present to you the psychology graduating class of 2015. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the staff within the psychology department who worked so very hard to make this day a success. They are the main reason why we are the best department in the world. I especially want to recognize Brian Wallace, Soroya Cicero, Jennifer Taylor, and the rest of the Student Academic Affairs Office for their many efforts to make this special event possible. Finally, before we bring this celebration to a close, I think it's only fitting to recognize the people for whom this celebration was really designed. I am, of course, talking about the parents of our graduates who paid the bills, did the laundry, sent the care packages, packed and moved the stuff, dried the tears, gave the hugs and words of encouragement, as well as the many other things that made this day possible for our graduates. So parents, please stand to be recognized. Now, class of 2015, please take this opportunity to publicly salute them with a standing ovation for all that they've given to you. As we conclude our event, graduates, please stay seated until your row is released. Guests, please meet your guests outside. There's only one thing left to say, and that's go blue.